Well, no, there's a water bottle by now.
Drive a chair? No. You're walking Are you gonna do what is the end more difficult? I know two. It's only the first three.
It doesn't really matter so much. I feel like I didn't find a spot in the front.
We have one other chair at least, but more better on the side.
I think Ramona's going to be over here.
Oh, okay.
So I might
can always just pull a chair up on either side.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm gonna put this more towards the middle.
Okay.
Like the more slow and you give each note their deliberation. Then just get lost in it. Lay out all that.
I know. Okay. Are we ready to get going? Yeah? No? Claire says no. Okay, great. We're almost there. Let's see. I guess since we do have a little bit of an option, who would like to play first in the student led class?
I'll go.
Great.
Get over with.
Thank you. Volunteer. Jody. Who's teaching Jody? Claire is. Great. So would you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us what you're playing?
Sure. All right. My name is Jody Leahy. I'm going to be playing the first three movements of Aquatinas by Bernard Andres.
Could you give us like two more seconds?
No problem.
Make sure your
How long have you been playing?
What?
How long have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing about 3 years. Yes. So it's my lovely daughter Anna, who you got to hear earlier today. She inspired me since she had this lovely harp and she filled the house with wonderful music. She inspired me that I had to put my own hand to give it a try.
And the endurance of this piece is so good. Like this piece, I was like, wow, this piece is so long. We did so good with it. And I think that one thing that was really nice is that you had a really good sound throughout like the whole thing that it carried. I think we can all agree that we could hear it in the back of the room, which is really nice. I think one thing that actually might help a little bit with the phrasing with this piece is actually if you look at like this here, kind of thinking that the left hand is actually more in the background. I think it came off a little strong. So I think actually if you wanted to, you could actually put the left hand a little bit less. I know it says mezzo forte, but when we think about like mezzo forte, we also have to take into consideration when the melody comes in, like, are we going to play that mezzo forte? Is it going to have to be forte to play over the left hand? So I think actually one thing we can, if you want to try it, we can actually try playing the left hand just a little bit lighter. I think that would help actually also with your right hand feeling a little more in control because you're not having to like try to beat the sound with the right hand. So if we want to try this just here. So you'll have like kind of the same idea. You just actually play it just a little bit lighter, almost like that idea that Mr. Rivera mentioned earlier, kind of like slipping off the strings. Did you mention that? Yeah. It's a little bit more of like that idea. I think sometimes when we try to play loud, we have this idea we have to pull. Whereas in reality, like when we play the harp, it's more of like a release of sound, not really like a pulling of sound. So I think here, if you want to try it, it can still be a little bit like loud. It doesn't have to be super light, but it can be lighter just so that when the right hand comes in, it's able to really sit on top of that left hand. Okay. Yeah. So how did that feel? Did it feel a little bit better? Just did it make it a little bit easier so for the right hand, like when you came in, you weren't having to like try to like force as much sound? Did that feel a little bit better?
Yeah, I didn't feel like it rang out more.
Because I would say your balance, like I was like, wow, that's really good. I think it's typical for us to think like, oh, left hand, because it's the first thing that comes in with this piece, it has to be the loudest. But I think Actually, it can be a little bit less, especially when the right hand comes in. I think like as a whole though, like your sound is really nice. It still carries. So you can bring the left hand down and you don't have to worry about people not hearing it because it's still the bass is really nice and the way you play it is really nice. So I think that'll be really helpful. And then I think so here, it's kind of the same idea. You did a really nice job of bringing out your left hand here. So the right hand, since it says piano, you can actually start a little bit softer with that. And then like the left hand, it was really nice that you could hear the melody. Right hand wasn't too strong. So I think it's just kind of thinking of that same idea here. I noticed I was like, oh, it just kind of flipped. Like the right hand is now playing more of the, like the bass line in quotes. And then the left hand has melody, so I think, oh, that was really nice. What you did there. And then one thing I did notice, so in between like your transitions with like the pedals and stuff, do you normally sit with your feet flat on the floor, or do you like to have them kind of resting on the pedals?
I normally sit with my feet.
So this is just a suggestion. You don't have to take it. Sometimes having your feet already resting on the pedals, like even when you're not moving them, but having them there just ready to go can help with like smoother transitions. I don't know if there's really a place where you want to try that, but I think that it can just be really helpful. So it's kind of like placing, so you don't have to think about it later. It's kind of the same idea with having your feet on the pedals already. So maybe we could just try like maybe this last line. Okay. And then just kind of already having your feet placed on the pedals so that when it's time to do the pedal changes, you're kind of already ready to go. Okay. Yeah, and I know it's kind of weird at first because you're trying to figure out how am I going to balance, sitting at the harp and also playing the harp while also move your feet. It's a lot, I get it. So I think this is just something that it just might help with like a smoother transition if you want to try it. Okay, just start like there. Yeah, you can start wherever, just wherever you go into the. Or you can even just start here, just right there. Yeah, just so you have the idea of having your feet on the pedals and then. That feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it seemed like you felt comfortable doing it, so I was just like, it's just something that helps. Like it's like sometimes the little things in between, it's just like it just makes the performance go smoother. But it was really good. And then I would say here, I thought you work around the harp really well. Like you're able to move and with both hands just kind of move up and down the harp really well. I think one thing that might help is your hand sometimes tends to turn a little bit. Can you try maybe opening it up just a little bit more so that your fingers have a little more space? So even with like right hand here, as you're you don't want like that oscillating motion, but just if you can try to keep it as still as possible with just the thumb and the second finger moving, and see if yeah, does that feel? It'll also help with your hand not tiring out as much. Because I know like here it's only like 5 measures, but sometimes like here after you've been playing all these other measures, then you have to come back and do it again. Mm-hmm. So just having sometimes less motion can help kind of preserve energy later, if that kind of makes sense. Yeah. And just so that when you're playing this piece, you don't feel like, oh, I have to do this all over again because I've gotten through here, but then it comes back. And sometimes the stabilization can also help. Your sound quality is already good, but I think it can actually help you with more control as well. If our hand is moving too much, sometimes it's harder to control like what we actually want to do with it. So having your hand more still will allow you to also really focus on bringing out the left hand more. So can we actually try that where you try keeping actually also your left hand still as well, just just so that you're able to control like the sound, like where you want it to go a little bit better.
Yeah, that one's a struggle sometimes. Okay.
How does that feel?
That's better, especially on the left hand. My left hand's pretty sore.
Yeah, and I think now actually you guys should bring out the left hand more. I know it says piano here, but you can bring it out a little bit more, especially as you crescendo through here. Think about like the left hand is almost like the driving force kind of this melody line. Like I know that right hand still has a lot of moving notes, but left hand has 16 notes. So you can think about actually both hands crescendoing into this mezzo forte, and so I think that then it can help you kind of land a little bit like louder here, and then you can crescendo even louder up to there.
Okay.
Do you want to try kind of just maybe starting? You can start here again and just kind of see. Yeah, that was good. And how did it feel kind of thinking about the left hand kind of being more like the leading line, so to speak, with like kind of how you want to do like dynamics and stuff.
I think it really helps bring the melody up. It's a good
Yeah.
balance.
1 minute. Oh, okay. All right. Well, good job. You sound great, and I think we can all agree we all can hear you all the way to the back of the hall. So I think that's a really good testament to your sound and like the production that you're able to bring to the heart.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Would you like to go next? All right. And what else do you start? I really enjoyed the sound that you brought out of the heart. I just thought it was so warm, so resonant. Yes. Oh, yep, I gotta speak louder. That is a thing I have to do. Your name is?
My name is Serenity.
Serenity.
It's
it's nice to meet you too. Yeah. Hopefully, also I love that dress.
Thank you.
So I'm going to take Mr. Rivera's approach, and I'm going to ask you, what did you like about playing that piece, and what do you think that you want to work on?
I do like that it is just joyful when it is the name, but
Yeah.
a lot more lively.
Yeah.
I would say the hardest part is just staying, not having a lot of tension for me, and just making sure to get the on time and the grids.
Yeah. Well, I already think that you're doing a really great job of staying on time. I can see that you're really focusing on it. So I think that that is already coming through very nicely. And you're right, this is very, very joyful. So one of the things about it is that it's so joyful that it stays joyful the entire time. So I think what I would like to talk about is how we can make it slightly different each time. Because it is very repetitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. It's helpful because then we don't have to learn as much constantly. But at the same time, we want to feel
Variety.
we want some variety. Exactly. So this first section here, we start off mezzo forte. You have a beautiful mezzo forte already, and I see you already have some articulation markings. But what I like about the way that Rashi has written this is that there's moving line in your right hand and in your left hand. So why don't we try bringing out a little bit more of the eighth notes in both hands. Sorry. I'm a singer. I got my bachelor's degree in voice, and so every time I think of what I'm playing, I kind of think about how I was singing. And so when I hear this, I'm like, da 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 da, something very, you can feel the movement in it. So can you play the first two measures and really think about keeping the eighth notes moving and lively? Great. I think for my case, please, the left hand has a little bit more of a up and down. Maybe not swing, more like, what's a good way to put this? Sorry, my words are failing me. I think a little bit more of a, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's Wait, one more time, I'm sorry, while I think of my words. Yeah, I think just having the idea of bringing out the eighth notes, I think just really helps. Another thing that I really liked about what you did is your, I guess, cleanness with your left hand. Can I see that one more time? Yeah, no, sorry. When you play those measures, how do your hands feel? Clammy. Mine feel really clammy too. That never gets old, does it? I think, especially in your right hand, I would like to see a little bit more closure fully into that hand. Do you remember that resting fist that Mr. Riveros was talking about earlier today? Yes. I think I would like to see a little bit more of your resting fist in your right hand for that measure. Did that feel any different to you? No. It looked a little different to me. It sounds a little different to me. I think it sounded a little bit more clear. I felt like I could hear the resonance of the harp just a little bit more. I feel like when I imagine the sound of the harp, the sound kind of expands as we start playing. And so I felt that I could hear that a little bit more. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit more about here. You played a beautiful mezzo forte, but I did feel that B section was a little bit the same dynamic.
Okay, so it's louder.
Actually, can you do me a favor? Let's try from this measure, thinking of your mezzo forte, and then starting at section B with forte, so that we can hear the difference. I can already tell a great difference in that. Something that I think would help more is if you did a little bit more of a diminuendo at the end of that A1 section so that the contrast in speed is a little bit more obvious. Can we try that? Sorry. Sorry. It's fine. I really enjoyed that. I think that something about this piece is you have a lot of, it gives you dynamic markings, but there's also a lot of options in order to make it a little bit of your own. And so let's try this last section here with your piano too. That's beautiful. Do you feel a little tense right now? Yes. I feel a little tense for you. Whenever we're playing forte, I think the tendency is to really push and hold a little bit because we want our sound to be the biggest and full as possible, which is a great intention. However, it does not help our hands very much. And it can get really tiring after a while, right? It gets really tiring. And we don't want that. We want to be able to play for as long as possible and feel great about it always. And so something that I think helps me, and some of the concept that Mr. Rios talks about, is really feeling the stability and the sound coming from your core and in your back. Not so much your hands, but kind of feeling the stability in your entire body. So can you do me a favor? Can you put the card down for a second? Just kind of put your feet flat on the floor and take a few breaths. Can you feel like, kind of feel the gravity pulling you to the ground and feel a sense of stability. When you're breathing, feel your back expand a little bit. And even your neck. See if you can release some tension in your neck. We want the power to come from our very core. That way it takes us away from any unnecessary stress from our hands. Have you ever thought about that before? No. Can you pull the heart back now with that in mind? In your last forte section, think about stability from your core, from even like the bottom pits of your stomach. Really think of your power coming from there instead of just your hands. You feel less tight? It looks less tight. Did that seem less tight? Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I agree. Again, as a singer, I feel like the thing that I like to think about, and Mr. Gross has really also touched on it with me as well, that I think stability in your core. And then we walk, we talk, we do all these things all the time, and really the thing that's carrying us is our core and our body. Our arms just kind of hang there most of the time. You know, and our fingers just kind of do these things and we don't even realize that they're happening. And so thinking about that, I think really helps. How are we doing on time? 8 minutes? Oh, we're doing, there's so much time. I think another thing to help with tension is feeling the balance point, not really in our forearms or wrists, kind of more so shoulder elbow area. Put the heart down for a second. Okay, swing your arms a little bit. Feel weird, feel loose. Nothing tense at all in your arms right now? No. Okay. Now, shoulders, elbow this up. Keep this up. Do you feel any tension around your elbow area, wrist, or anything? Good. Okay, now let's turn your wrists. Any tension yet? No. No. Okay, good. Now, squeeze your palms a little bit and release. Squeeze, release. We always want to come back to this release. So anytime you play, and you want to feel that there's not no tension. You're going to feel it for a split second, but I think the key is always to come back to that sense of release. And so sometimes I like to just sit and do this a few times whenever I'm feeling tense about a section to remind myself that the release is what really matters. And it affects the sound part too. So with that idea in mind, now can we go to that same section and see how that idea carries over? How did it feel that time?
There wasn't really
No difference. Okay. Well, that's great. These are all just
there wasn't any tension.
Oh, there wasn't any tension. That's so great. Yay! Well, even if there wasn't any difference, the key with masterclasses and anytime anyone tells you anything is that you take the idea and keep it, and it may be helpful and it may not be helpful, but one day, sometimes it comes back around. And so just keeping these different ideas in mind when you're playing and say, oh, that feels weird. Let's try this idea, right? So that when you go and practice, you can say, we're going to try something new today. I think it helps make practicing fun. And sometimes, as much as we all love the harp, it can be a little stressful, especially in a setting like this, right? Like we carry so much with us. And so kind of reminding ourselves that these little tips and tricks can be kind of fun. It's just something a little different, All right. I think I want to hear the whole piece one more time. I think our main focus is going to be release and tension. The musical ideas, you're bringing what you already have is already great. So I don't want you to focus on that too much right now, just thinking about release and tension. Thanks. I agree, it looked really relaxed. And honestly, you seemed like you were having fun. And this is a joyful overture after all, so we want to have fun with it. Okay, we still have a few more minutes, so I'm gonna do something a little silly. And let's make up a story for this piece. Have you ever done that before? No. All right, put the art down. This is not harp related. Well, it is harp related, but sometimes when I have a piece, I like to make up a story for it, and I have to play it in my head as I'm playing to relate. Even if the audience doesn't know what I'm thinking, the audience can feel what I'm trying to portray. And I think it's effective. People have said what they like when I portray, so I like to do it sometimes. So we're gonna make up a fun little story. What do you think is happening for that first line? Let's say, is it a person that's joyful? It could be an animal that's joyful. It could be you that's joyful. What do you want the main person to be?
The heart?
You want the heart to be joyful? Sure, it could be a personified heart. All right, okay. So it's a heart, and it's joyful. Why is it joyful? What is it doing?
Play.
It's playing. Is it playing itself? Is it like a magical heart? Or is it like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a magical heart? Okay, okay. Where is this magical heart? Is it in a castle? Is it in a forest? Is it by a lake? What are you feeling?
Library.
It's a library. All right. A magical heart playing itself in a library. I like that. Do you like the library? Do you like the library? Do you like the library? I like the library too. Magical things happen in libraries. It's very true. Okay. Actually, this works out really well because we're starting off mental forte. Let's say the heart just got into the library. Maybe it's reading its favorite story or something like that, and it's turned it on. And then suddenly, at the piano, the librarian goes, shh, tells you to be quiet. And so now the heart has to start whispering. And then it gets really into it again, and it gets loud again, and then it brings its weight. Exactly. And then, they're like, oh my gosh, wait, it's just quiet. And then they get into it again, and then the story's over. Is that silly? That's really silly, right? Yeah, it's very silly. Having something like that in mind, I think, even something as silly as that, also helps with this idea of not holding too much. Because if you're thinking of something as silly as a heart, a magical heart in a library, right? There's less to focus on in terms of, oh no, my hands are starting to feel weird, you know? There's less to hold on to. And I think that it just makes it a little bit different. It makes it your own. You know, it's your joyful overture. So, yeah. Like, we're good? All right. That was a weird thing to end on for me, but there we go. Great job. Okay, our last person. Yay!
Who are you and what are you playing?
Yes.
Louder.
My name is Ramona and I'm gonna play Silent Night.
Great job. I love it. And it's November now, so it's time for Christmas now. Also, I love your dress. All of you look so nice. You look so nice. Do you like the empties? Yeah. Do you like you like Silent Night? Do you like singing Silent Night?
I don't know. No, I don't know how to sing silent.
That's okay. But you like playing it. I think that's the important thing. How long have you been playing this piece?
Like 3 months?
3 months. All right. So that is really good. Yeah. You must work really hard. I love you honestly. What I really like about your Silent Night is that it's so peaceful. Like I felt really calm listening and watching you. And you seem really calm and really confident. Do you feel that way? Yeah? Yeah. Good. I think there are a few fun things that we can work on. I'm sitting over there, and I felt that I heard a little bit more left hand than right hand. And the right hand is the most important thing. That's a melody that everybody knows, right? Yeah, yeah. Can we try just the first line? Or actually, no. We're gonna stop there, is that okay? And can we think about bringing out the right hand a little bit more? Okay, great. I can hear the right hand a little bit more, and I'm glad. And what I'm also noticing is that I think we could use a little bit more thumb, too. Yeah? You're smiling. Why are you smiling?
Because I've been working on it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah! Tell me how that works. What have you been told about your thumb before?
That my thumb is too wide on the hard side.
Yeah. What have you been told that helps with that?
Concentrate on the thumb. Then playing the other part because the thumb is the more important part.
It is. Can we try playing your thumb and not your second finger? Just in the beginning? Just your right hand right now, just so you can focus on your thumb. Have you ever done that before? Just playing your thumb?
No,
No. How do you feel doing it just now?
it feels weird.
Feels weird. I think this might be a good weird though. Sometimes weird is not great, but I think this might be a good weird. Can you do it one more time, please? That was even more confident, I think, than the first time we just did that. What I really like about just focusing on them, and Mr. Rubio said that earlier too, with the different participants, is that you really are just seeing where your thumb is going. And since it's melody, in this case, I just think you've done enough. Now can we try bringing both of your fingers back? I think you got better as you go along. Let's do that one more time. this is a great place to start going towards. Another thing that I think will help is really focusing on feeling all of your fingers closing together. I've talked about that before too. Yeah. This is all information you've heard before.
But not from Silent Night.
But not from Silent
Night. Hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's another one that's important. I mean, it's always important, but. So for Silent Night, can we also think about all of our fingers closing together? Let's try it. I think that was your best time yet. You guys think so? I think so too. Let's bring back the left hand. Let's see how that changes. Keep going. I think I had you there for a little bit, and I think we lost a little bit of what we've been working towards. Why do you think that happens?
Because it's also think more things to focus on.
What else are you focusing on?
The left hand and the other.
Yeah, the left hand changes, right? And so that's what's different. That's a good point. The left hand changes in what way? Based on what you say. What's changing?
Different.
Different notes? Yeah. Play just your left hand. Play these measures and then play. Do you think you move very far? No. They're pretty close to each other, right? Try that one more time and think about, they're not really moving that far from each other. Did you have to think about changing much when you did it just now? No. And that means when we put it together, I don't think you have to think about your left hand as much either when you're playing both hands together. Yeah? Can we try it with both hands? noticed, or I noticed, when you played, that your right hand is actually moving a lot, and your left hand really isn't moving that much. Do you feel that way? How often do you practice it separately? Sometimes. You mostly play with your hands together. Usually, yeah. It's good to do that. And I think both are very, very valuable. But I wonder if when you practice this, maybe a little bit more attention just on your right hand. So you can really feel where it's changing. And when you get really comfortable with the right hand, bringing them back together. Yeah? Yeah, I think that might be helpful. Yeah.
How can someone tell me how many minutes time? 6 minutes?
Wonderful. Okay, let's do just some right hand then. Right, hold on. Let's do that fast. Start here. What do you like about that message?
That there's no now.
That's true. Do you think that that section is particularly hard to play? No. Do you think it's easy? No, medium, medium. I think that this section is a little tricky because you have to play this rhythm kind of differently than the rest of it. Yeah? Da, da, da. It's kind of happens in a different way, I think, than how you start out. When you play, I'm going to ask you again, but when you play this, can we think about how far we're actually moving each note? I think you realize that they're close, but I don't think you realize how close they are next to each other. So can we try one more time? Well, I should say one more time. We're going to do it at the same time. So. I think that sounds great. Do you think that sounds good? Do you ever think about how close or far apart your notes are?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What other times have you thought about it?
When I practice the right hand by itself
Mm-hmm.
and when they bridge the right hand, the left hand and right hand bridge.
It's pretty close to each other. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. I think that would sound right because it's so popular and everybody knows it. It's really important that that right hand is super present and very well pronounced. And the nice thing about Sunshine, and most of the songs that people sing, is that it's very simple, so that anybody can sing it. And so that makes our job slightly easier, because the notes happen to be much closer to each other than some other things that we play sometimes. Yeah? And so I think that remembering that not everything is as far as it seems in the right hand, and even in your left hand a little bit, will help you. But overall, it sounds really, really nice. And I'm so excited for Christmas time, because I hope that you play it somewhere, and if you do, send it my way. I want to hear it.
I can't bring my heart to your hand.
Ah, that's true. Can't let them all. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Great. So let's have another round of applause for the Student Led Masterclass. Very good. Now it is time for the most exciting part of the day, the harp ensemble rehearsal. Those of you who are playing, please make your ways to your harps and tune within the next 10 minutes, because we're starting at 3:45 to cover all of this music that we're going to go through. Most of the harps are set up. If you are needing a school harp, come find me now and I will direct you to the harp that you need. But otherwise, go ahead and go wash your hands, go ahead and go get ready to start rehearsing. We'll aim to start right at 3:45. All right, thank you. Harp number 10.